future.
Present and future.
Visible and invisible.
Visible and invisible.
For what you want to know.
For what I want to know.
What do you want to know?
I don't know. To know about my dad, to make sure everything's okay with my family, meaning my mom, my brother, my sister, making sure nobody's gonna harm us in this. To know my dad's at peace, my aunt, and to help guide me not feel lost.
Okay. For what's hidden.
For what's hidden.
And hidden behind black.
And hidden behind black.
And the God and the saints.
And the God and the saints.
Will reveal the answers to my question.
Reveal the answers to my question.
You're gonna go to the left.
This way, right?
Yeah.
Can I slide them over?
Yeah.
Or just...
You can, however you want to do it. Relax. Take a deep breath. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Okay, I know what you're feeling. That's why I need to be ready. And what's funny is that yesterday when we were sitting there, I go, well, it told me, told me she's not ready to see me. So I was telling them, and I was kind of laughing. I go, because I don't know if I'm ready. And they were like, really? I go, yeah, because I know this is one of my kids. So they're like, are you serious? And I go, and then Moni goes, oh, Nicole booked for Thursday. And I'm like, I guess I better get ready. Like, and then when this happened today, of course, now I have to be ready. So
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I know what comes with this, and so it's gonna be tough for me. Like it's gonna be tough for you as we get going because I'm already feeling you. So I'm trying to keep it together because there's gonna be a lot that comes out, and there's a lot that you need to know. I don't feel your dad here yet. I did feel him a couple days ago, and I felt him in and out. And what's weird is that my son knows, and the dog knows.
And that dog knows.
Yeah, everybody knows. And what's crazy is that he doesn't want to say anything, but maybe he's waiting to hear this to see if what I'm going to say is right.
Okay.
So he can believe for himself. And then maybe he'll make an appearance.
And I'm okay if he doesn't.
No, I know, I understand. But if he does going to make an appearance, I need to be really careful at that moment. So you should have some cotton on standby, guys.
I don't have cotton.
I know, but I just...
Maybe you should just put some on.
No, I just... Because if he does show up, he can jump in me, and then I'm out. You won't see me no more, and you'll be able to feel...
No.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure, because...
I remember Mom with you.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy. She was coming at you.
Yeah, bro. That was some shit. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. First two coming out. So, if there's some regret or there's something going on with my... So what are you having this meeting about?
The house.
Okay. What's your mom's thoughts? Is she thinking about selling it? Or she's thinking about moving in with one of you?
No. We had talked about if one of us, my brother and I, would move in with her to just kind of get her running. Good. She's set to be okay for at least because of my grandparents.
Okay.
At least 3 years. And this is with her doing absolutely nothing. No work, nothing. It's just getting his finances together, which we got. House-wise, I don't know what my brother's capable of doing. I don't know his plan. My aunt is in his ear.
But your brother doesn't have the authority to make a final decision.
But my mom is also not...
All there.
She's surprising me. She's doing really well.
You think she is?
I want... And I know what they're capable of doing, and I'm not gonna let it. And he tells, my brother says, I'm an enabler. But I just want her to be okay.
I know you do. And the big thing is, that's why it's saying karma over money.
Is my aunt trying to come back and give my mom karma?
She's trying to come back and make your mom's life more difficult.
Exactly.
And at the same time, try to see where she can benefit from it. So that's a problem. And it's right in the middle. So, but the thing is, I don't think she can do anything. See, it's this family. And so it's telling you, she's after the family. She doesn't like what you did, and here's a chance for her to get into everybody's ear. Mm-hmm. And because she also has money, we know also she has money put away, because she got a pretty good chunk. She feels she can do whatever she wants, and she felt she's always had money anyway. So we need to be careful of that. We'll see when we get there. But that is on the table, and then it talks about burden. So it talks about burden on your back, and that burden's going to be that you're carrying the weight of the world when it comes to your mom and trying to protect her, and at the same time make sure nobody fucks with you, and at the same time you're still hurting because of the passing of your father, and so that burden is really weighing on you. So you should probably do a limpia because you're picking up a lot of energy, but I understand if you don't. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You're not going to be able to stop everything you want to stop. We can do stuff if you want to do stuff, but there's going to be things that are going to be whatever your mom decides.
Yeah.
Even if it's your aunt putting shit in her ear. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter at one point. Because I built you so strong. Listen to what I'm about to say to you. That if she fell apart, you'd be able to pick up the pieces. I made sure of that. I made sure of that. So there's no way that you know, even if they do fuck her over, you're going to catch her.
I don't want that for her.
I know, but she's going to do what she wants to do. And to run herself thin on all that money for 3 years, then what? It's not the wisest choice.
I know. Trust me, that I understand. There's a timeline. We talked and you said, don't be surprised about selling the house. She's mentioned it.
I know.
And you know what? For all this, it's sad, but at the same time, it's her future. It's what's best for her.
I need water. You realize when I talked to you right now, I almost passed out. My heart went. So that means there's a lot of energy now coming into the house, and it's picking up. Yeah. He's testing me. He never believed in this. He's testing me, and it's hitting. So he's gonna go and I go, oh shit. Man, almost knocked me out.
Is it because of the house? It's his childhood home.
Probably. That shit really hit me hard. Like I thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
Don't do that.
Oh, I know. But I'm just saying that's how I felt. And maybe that's what he wanted me to feel. Like that would be what sets him off. Let's go forward. That presence is getting stronger. I'm getting a headache. I need air. So put the air on, please. The air over there, babe.
What?
The AC. Put the air on. Oof, look at that thing. It's going off now. I can feel it. So there's a presence here. He hasn't made himself known yet, but he hit me hard enough.
It's turning red.
I know. Relax.
Scary, Michelle.
In the past, it talks about there being 3 women, and so your aunt, but there's also, and then the influence from the sister. So now we've got that issue that's always been the issue in the past. We'll see if that's going to stay there. Okay. Presently, it says God's on your side. So this is why I said.
I've been talking to him.
But this is why I'm saying he had me build you to last. You could outlast anything. Anyone.
Why him now? Why did God take him from me?
We'll find out. And maybe.
And I'm not angry. I understand, but why?
To us, it's the burden that we carry because they're gone. But to me, I've always wanted to die because being a part of that experience means that I can go to the next level. There's a different realm. Your dad's probably made it there. Your dad wasn't a troublemaker. He was a fair guy. He liked to have his little beers and shit. But your dad was a good man. Like he wasn't always trying to stir shit up or do anything, and he was always there for you. And sometimes he was a little opinionated, but for the most part, he loved you guys. At the end of the day, though, he completed whatever he was going to complete.
But I wasn't ready for him.
I know, but it's not about you being ready. And that's the thing. God doesn't wait for anybody. Like, if it was his time for whatever he had to do, that's where he's at. For him to still be here means because he knows you're unsettled. And so that's why you can see my thing going nuts. That means it's unsettled. Like, he knows you're unsettled. He can't leave. You're keeping him here.
Because I don't.
I get it. But
And will I ever be ready?
you're never going to be ready. You're always going to feel him in your heart. You're going to feel him when you go to certain places and certain things. But you know what you're going to know? You're going to know that God is in the game right now. So there's nothing that your dad did that was wrong. He's the one. Presently, he's saying he's the one. He's here in the present. And so he's waiting for your dad. But your dad's not going to go until you're settled. More than your mom, you're taking it very hard because you didn't get to say the things you needed to say. You didn't get to finish whatever you wanted to finish with him. But it wasn't your choice. And it wasn't his either. But he did good. He raised you guys. You bought houses. You guys are doing okay. You have good jobs. You're successful. Maybe your mom's being tested now. And maybe it's her time to show that she can stand on her own 2 feet. And whatever decision she's going to make, she's not going to have your father there to catch her.
I know.
And that's why there's karma. Your mom did a lot of shit to your dad.
I know.
She hurt him so bad, and still he loved her. And still he was there for her. And he loved you guys. And so that man was above and beyond for your mom what he should have been. Because your mom did some fucked up shit, especially when she was using. But he knew, like, she'd come out of it, he'd be okay. And it took her some time. But he was done. He paid his dues here. God's like, he's a good man. He doesn't do any shit. He doesn't do anything bad. And so that was the reason to take him. God takes the good, not the bad.
I know.
And your dad was a good man, dude. Like,
just a little bit.
I know, but maybe that was the only way it could happen. You need to think to yourself, if he would have gotten sick or something.
I would have done anything.
Exactly. And he knew that. He knew you loved him, Nicole.
But I would have done it. I wouldn't care. It wouldn't have bothered me.
I know that. And he knows that. And that's why he knows this is the only way he'd be able to let go, because you wouldn't have been able to let go for anything.
I would have made him comfortable. I would have done anything.
Your mom would have been able to let go either. There was no other way. No other way. God made it the way it was so that nobody could say anything. And as difficult as that is to understand, he's in the middle of it. He's right there telling you, like, I did it. It's me. I did it. Like, it says in the future, you'll be protected. So your dad will be what protects you. When something goes bad, you'll feel him. So that's what he's asking from God. And he's going to get whatever he wants. He had a couple of things he did, but nothing major. And so God's kind of cool with that. So that's a good sign. But there is karma that's going to be paid. So that's kind of why it was time for him to go. Your mom has some karma to pay for it. She's not going to be that far behind. If she can't get through what she's going to get through, then she'll start again. So you need to be prepared for that. It depends on the decisions that your mom makes at this point. And it sounds like she's going to try to stand on her own 2 feet for whatever she wants to do. And as difficult as that is for you, you're not in charge of her karma. And she has quite a bit. You know it and I know it. And so God does things for a reason. It doesn't mean that they won't see each other again, because your mom is either going to fall apart and she'll die from a broken heart, or she's going to stand up and prove that she can handle what she needs to handle.
And she just told me that right now.
And that's my point. And so for me to know that is impossible. So that's why I'm saying you need to understand it's a test. And your mom's become more aware with her intuitive side, and she may not tell you, but she knows that she's at a point in her life where she has to either come up or shut up at that point. In other words, she's either going to find God and really and truly do what she needs to do for herself, because she knows that's what's missing. So your dad was her safety net. He always has been. And because of that, she's always had something to lean on. And that put a lot of burden on your father. That put a lot of hurt on him. He never regretted it, but put a lot of hurt. It says, the things that are left incomplete, so that's what he's talking about, things that he didn't get to say goodbye and stuff that he didn't get to do. It says, but that's going to create opportunities for all of you. So the sacrifice he made creates opportunity. Like my grandmother, when she was dying, she was sacrificing for everyone. So that's why she was so sick and trembling, and it was horrible. And that's when I told God, I'll take whatever she promised. I'll take it from her. Let her go. And she died right after that. Right after I said, I didn't even get to see it, right, babe? But I had asked God, I don't want her to suffer no more. And she went. That's kind of the way you need to see things here, that there was no suffering here that you would have been able to manage. I saw my grandmother 2 weeks before she died, and I told my mom she's going to die in 2 weeks. And when I walked out, I was falling apart. And there was no way, right? There was just no way. And so you wouldn't have been able to handle that. And he knew that, and so did God. This is all planned. It says something that needs to be mastered. It says the relationship of lies and deceit, but the patience, it talks about, of what was hidden. So a lot of things that you don't understand, the questions you're asking and what you'll be able to manage and what's hidden and everything else, it's revealing very quickly. When it's talking about this, there's things that you don't know about your parents' relationship that they have never revealed to you, that your father's kind of saying, stayed in the marriage, like he's talking now, he's saying, stayed in the marriage through lies and deceit and deception, patience for someone that always had something hidden from me. Like what he felt, how he felt about your mom. He loved her, but at the same time he knew she was always hiding something from him. There was always something that because she left him scarred. Not to say he was a saint either, but...
Right. And again, you've told me before, it's my parents.
Yeah.
And it's not, I shouldn't have a say or feel anything because that's...
No, but what you're doing is right. And your dad respects that. You're trying to protect her, and that's fine. Protect him as well, because that's still his vested interest. And that would make sense now, because he's not, and we brought that up about the house. I didn't know that was his childhood home. So that makes it even 10 times more an issue. You know what I mean? If that's the case, your mom wanted to sell, you should just buy it from her and rent out yours. And then you keep the house in the family. I know that would be tough, but you never know what could happen. And besides, you have me, so anything's possible. It says, very interesting. It's talking about there's fruit on the tree coming from all this. There's going to be different things. I think your concern about your brother is very concerning, because he's trying to prove a point to himself that he's now a man and that he can kind of take things over. So you do need to be a little bit careful, because in that cockiness, he can make a vile mistake.
I know. That
it could be very damaging, not only to the family, but to the sentiment of what your father feels. So my point is, you don't want to disturb that. He will be unsettled at that point. So
just smile and wave. I don't.
No. It hasn't said yet. I'm not going to tell you what I think. I want to know what they're going to tell you, and I want to know what your dad's saying, because your dad's kind of trying to give you advice here, and trying to tell you, like, there's things that you don't know about the hurt and stuff I carried on me, and he's trying to say I'm not a saint, but there's some shit that your mom did to me that's always hurt me. Though that's my regret. My regret is not being able to say goodbye and leaving things incomplete. My regret is that I'm not going to get to see the other opportunities you have in your life. Those are his regrets, the things he's not going to get to see. But he's going to get to see them from here. He just won't be able to be a part of them. Those are his regrets.
I don't want him to feel this way.
No, but those are his regrets that you feel so deeply about it. Like, he's comfortable where he's at. As unfortunate as it's not that he doesn't miss you, but he's in an incredible place.
He looks so peaceful.
He's in an incredible place, and he's choosing to be here because you're not ready. He's choosing to be here because you're not ready, and he doesn't see it as a burden. Like he's saying, I could be here forever. He's saying, do you understand what he's saying about this? My relationship and the lies and deceit that I had patience for. If I could do it for your mom, he's saying, I'll do it for you. There's no regret here. That's what you don't see. That's the man that I am. That's who I've always been. Whether it was with your mom or whether it's going to be with you. And he's trying. He's totally trying now. So, he's trying to tell you there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. So, he doesn't want you to feel the burden of why you're still here. For me, that's difficult because you have to let him go because he has the opportunity of a lifetime, and you don't want him to miss that. And I know he feels torn between the two, but he's trying to tell you, like, but I'll stay. I'll stay if you want me to stay, as long as you want me to. I'll be as patient as you want me to be. Whatever you need. I know.
I don't want to do that to him.
But that's what he's saying. He says, there'll be fruit on the tree from you. There's things you're going to grow from this. He says, the hardship that you feel now, he says, is because of the love that you felt for me. He says, even in my anger, you always loved me. He says, and now I believe in the guy that's still in the car.
No.
I feel so heavy, like inside, like my body wants to collapse. So there's a lot of energy on me right now, and a lot of emotion. Either way, I'm kind of grateful that he now kind of accepts me. At least now that he's gone, he accepts me. But I mean, it's cool. Like I never wanted to fool anybody, so now maybe he understands me. Okay. It says the burden on your back. In the middle of your car is fucking crazy. So the burden on your back, it says in this world, it says there's always a chance for new beginnings, for new things. Like he's trying to tell you can't get stuck. Like there's going to be new adventures for you, new things that he wants you to experience and to be part of and to become successful. And he's trying to tell you, like, he knows you loved him. He knows how much you loved him. He knows how much he loved you. And as difficult as it for him, he knows you're never going to forget him, but he's saying, there's so much more I want from you. You've done so much for me and so much that I'm proud of, but I don't want it to stop there because of me. And so I need you to continue to move forward. He goes, when you're ready, I'll leave. And I'll know when you're ready. I'll be able to feel you, he's saying. He says, when you're ready for it to end, that's when I'll go. It says, and if you're afraid that there's evil things around you, it's not. It says, don't be a fool. It's just me. Like he's kind of joking around. It's just me. And then he says, God, which I don't know if he was a big fan of his either. It says, he goes, I'm afraid to lose. He's like afraid to go. So he has the gateway to go in. He's afraid to go up against God yet. He's afraid that if he doesn't finish things with you, that God's not going to let him in, even though God's the one that made the arrangements to take him. So he's kind of like saying, I'm kind of afraid to go, like I'm afraid to lose to him. I don't want to lose to him. Everybody wants to go in. It says that's why he's delaying. That's why he's waiting. Because if he fails with you, then he feels that he's failed and he didn't fail. He doesn't see how he could have failed. So
No, I don't.
he doesn't want you to feel like that. A lot of emotion, taking my breath away.
You want tissue?
He says, he has to leave at some point, but not his home. He wants you to fight for his home. That's what he's saying. So don't let your mom sell it if she wants to stay there for 3 years. In that time, you'll be able to figure something out to save that house or to buy yourself.
Okay.
But not the house. Because you'll leave, but not the house.
Okay.
It says, you can always change homes, he says. You can always come live there. It's your home. It always has been. He doesn't want to lose his house. So he's saying you can have it. You can be yours. Like, you can stay with your family.
I won't. I know how much he loved his home.
It says you must defend against that. That's what he's telling you. You must fight for the house. You must be strong. He's telling you. He says, don't let this bring you to your knees. He expects more from you. He says, you've always been a girl who stood up on her own 2 feet, made her own money. He says, and the sun's still going to shine for you. He says, don't let this be what destroys you, because then I failed you.
No.
That's what he's saying. He doesn't want to feel like he's failed you. He knows you're not okay. And as much as you try to be strong for everyone else, it's okay. Like, it's okay to let go. It's okay. You're going to be fine, he's telling you. But he'll stay here for as long as you want. He keeps telling me that. He says he knows things were incomplete. he says, you know, with everyone, with his lover, with you, with his work, with money, he says, but it just was like it tied him, it like hit him. Did they tell you how he passed?
I only know what my mom said.
Which was?
That he choked and he had a heart attack.
Something about tied. It says, a woman who loved him tied to a woman who loved him and his children. So it's these are the things that he can't fix, that you can. You can help your mom, you can fix the house. Every time he has a thought, it feels like it's gonna collapse me, like I'm gonna fall.
I know, I see it in your face.
Oh my God. But at least he believes in me now. Alright. It says, the opportunities that are coming, it says, you know, true love, that you found true love. He says, the decisions that you make in your life, the fortune that comes for you. He says, and whatever darkness you fight, he says, you can always get clean now. He says he kind of believes now, so you can come get your cleanings now. He used to give you shit about that?
I'm sure. But he's fucking making fun of you, that's what he's
Oh, I know he's making fun of me, that's why I'm just kind of laughing. It says, I kind of broke up the monotony a little bit. It says, with magic, he says, the problems can go away. He goes, and everything can become complete. It says, your friendship, it says, over broken heart. It says, best assured, he understands. In other words, losing my friendship with you would have broke your heart. Even though he knew the family wanted you to. He kind of understands now. He totally kind of gets it. Yeah, even though he keeps talking shit to me, he gets it. So he doesn't want you to feel guilty for it anymore. Like, there's nothing for you to be ashamed of now. And he's lucky he's gotten this chance. Like, he feels very, very, very lucky that I was your friend, and then it was able to happen this way. He had his doubts about me. That's what he says. I have my doubts about you. But, well, you pulled through, man. That's what he said. You pulled through, man. That's how he said it.
You were talking to my dad.
Yeah. That's cool. You know, I can feel it.
That's him.
Trust me, he's like half. I can feel like his weight on my chest. Alright, so move forward here. It says the things in the future that you master. It says money will be a big one for you. He knows you're going to be wealthy. He says, and spiritually, he has nothing to worry about anymore for you. He says, the past is something that needs to stay in the past. Whatever happened, whatever has happened, don't ever forget. He says, but it has to stay in the past so you can move forward. He says, he knows you're discontent. He knows you're not happy with it the way things happen. He says, and he knows you feel very alone right now. But that's why he hasn't left your side. He's come here a few times, but he hasn't been able to like indulge because he doesn't know what to think. But now that you're here, he says, he's always been with you. He's been walking with you. He just doesn't know how to let you know that he's there yet. And so he knows you're not okay. So when you turn to cry or you start to break down again, he's watching you. And he's trying to hold on to you. He just doesn't know how for you to feel it. So it's important that you understand that. That you understand you're not alone. Like he's not leaving because of you.
He's not alone and that thing goes off.
I know. It says your family. It says, yes, death has come to your family, he says. It says, but now it's blocked, it's done. It's done with. He says, that's going to be your obstacle. I'm not an obstacle. I'm not an obstacle. Someone that's going to get in your way from moving forward. I'm not that person. I never have been. I never was.
No.
He says, if you could see me, he's saying, if you could see me, you would understand what I'm saying. He's saying, you have to fight. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep moving forward. You got to battle forward, no matter what. He's like, you'll see him again. He's sure of it. You've become an incredible person. He's so proud of you. He's so proud of everything you've accomplished. He doesn't want this to be the reason things fall. Not you. Definitely not you. That's what he's saying, not you. He says, He says his relationship and things that were hidden, he was patient through that. He says, so what makes you think I won't be here for you? He goes, he knows you're an incredible mother. He just wants you to be happy again. He says his love for you is never going to change. It never did. It says he wants you to return to doing what you love to do, to being ambitious, to making your money. He says this love is abundant for you. You should be able to feel it. You should know that it's around you. You should know that he's there. He's been watching you. You know, he peeks in on your mom. He's been here a couple times, but mostly he's been around you because he knows you're taking it very hardly. It says your brother had a little bit different. I think he's mad at the world.
I don't like how he's acting. I don't want him to walk away from everything. I don't want him to be angry. I want him to be okay.
The problem is he's going to deal with it the way he knows how.
But don't be mean.
He's mean because he's angry. Because he also didn't get to say goodbye. And so he feels like, what did he do wrong? Like he should have done more. And he's trying to step up to be a man.
But he's doing it in the wrong way.
I know.
It's not nice.
He's being forceful. I know.
And he's threatening and I don't know. I don't know how to. I'm scared.
You don't need to be scared. Everything's gonna be fine. What's hidden is that you just need to return to love. You can love him even though he's not here. Just the same way you can love someone from afar. He's telling you he's always going to be checking in on you. He's always going to be around. But he's not going to go and get judged until he knows you're okay. Because he can't stay here for that long.
I don't want to hold on to him.
But he needs to know you're settled. What he's saying to you is there's big things that are coming. That's what's hidden.
And what? And how am I going to know I'm settled?
When you are in love with the fact that you had so much love for him and he had love for you, when you're in love with that and that's enough for you, that's when you're settled. When you realize that it's not about you. It's about what was best for him at that moment. For you, your time will come, but not now. There's still things you have to do. But when your time comes, you won't get to decide which way it's going to be. It's going to happen. And you're going to leave people behind who you have to have built as strong as I've built you. And as strong as the character that your father gave you. He expects so much more from you. Because you're the one who he thought was never going to get it together. And when you did, in a way, he was kind of thrown back, he says, but then he kind of just laughed. Because he knew if anybody was going to do it, it was going to be you. And he just said, sometimes he just thought you were full of shit. But you just kept going. And he wants you to just keep going. It says the decisions you make now will move you forward. He says, don't be angry anymore. Who are you blaming? Who are you blaming? Doesn't understand why you're angry with them.
Because you left me. You left. And I want you to be here for the other kids. I know, but I just wanted to have them a little bit more. A little bit more.
I get that. But it wasn't his choice. You can't. He couldn't decide that.
I know, and I'm hurt by that. And I'm sad he was alone. I'm sad that he wasn't there. At least let me be with you.
He couldn't have watched you fall apart. What part don't you understand? He couldn't bear the fact of watching you fall apart. Watching his wife fall apart. It just wasn't him. He was too cool. He was a different breed. He's a different breed of man. Now you knew that wasn't him. To be babying him or being all over on top of him to take care of him, it just wasn't him. That wasn't who he was. He was just always laid back and doing his thing. He's trying to tell you, like, he would have been able to handle seeing you fall apart. It's not about you.
I know.
It says, you have to decide now what road you're going to go down. You have to choose. It says, he's fine. He's like a king now. He's saying, you know, nothing can cut off his head anymore. He's not worried about anything. He says he's triumphant. He knows he's gonna get a chance, you know, and he knows that your mom's gonna be okay. She's gonna make good choices. You have to have a little faith in her.
Okay.
I know you think she's an airhead, but
I just don't want her being naive and taken advantage of.
Your mom is smarter than what you think. She's seen all the evil shit that could be done because she did a lot of it, and so because of that, she's up on game. She's a little bit off, but she knows what she's doing. Just don't let her sell the house.
Okay.
That's what he does so well. He's saying if she's gonna fuck up, she's gonna fuck up because it's on her. For them to be together, she has to do this, and she won't be here very long. If she completes what she needs to complete, she's gonna go.
I can't do that.
I'm to be honest with you, I don't know what to tell you. So you need to understand that they're meant to be together. Nothing you can do. It says there's triumph for that. He says you'll have money, you'll be okay, because things will go by quickly. They'll go by fast before you know it. He says, don't get caught hanging there. Don't be depressed.
Okay.
I don't know how you could have expected anything else from him.
I don't. Like I said, I only wanted him around just a little bit, but I understand. I do. I really do understand.
You need to be ready. Be ready for this meeting. You've been through a lot of things with me. I've watched you grow so much in so much time. I don't know, sometimes I thought you were going to overwhelm me because you had so much ambition, so much emotion. Somehow I was able to settle you. And you've done amazing things. And I'm not the only one who saw that. And I'm proud of you. And you need to understand that any father would want his children to go on and want them to become successful. The hardest thing is to look back at the people who are suffering when they can't let you go. And if he stays here, you won't be happy, but he'll stay for you.
I don't want him to stay.
It's his way to show you that the same way that he loved your mom is the same way that he loves you. That's how strong he feels about you, that he'll stay. But he's not going to be happy. And if the door or the window closes, the opening closes, you'll have to wait till it opens again if it does. You need to make peace with this. I know this is hard, but you got to make peace with it. For him, you got to put what's most important down. He's told you what he wants. He wants that house. Some way, somehow, you're going to get that house. We'll make it happen within the next 3 years. But you're going to support your mom. Her staying by herself. And you guys help her. You can help her with some bills or do something. All you can help her so that she's okay. So she lasts there a little longer. Until we make a decision on what you want to do at that point. But somehow, if you can buy that house and use it as a rental property, whatever you want, you're going to keep that house. He wants you to keep that house. That was very strong. Very, very strong. And I didn't know that was his family home. So that kind of caught me off guard for him to say that.